Hey, good evening, Speed Gaming. Welcome to the fourth qualifier in your 2025 Rookie Rumble. We got four rookies on the screen, two in the booth. I am Inven. I'm joined by Flurry. Flurry, who are we looking at tonight?
So we have Oz Solo, IB Karma, Heckin Haley, and Flip Heel, who are representing all the runners or at least these four. We do have another four going on Z1 Randomizer. I believe the total count is somewhere around 26. Yeah, 26.
Nice big race. Nice big race. Lots of turnout for the Rumble this year. Very fun. And by the way, shout outs to Rick and Opno supporting us here in the restream. Opno, of course, going to be tracking four different racers at once. So power to him, power to him. But we are off, and we're starting up by the river near the waterfall, heading east. It looks like, well, yeah. Flip and Karma heading east, Haley heading west. What are we going to see first here, Flurry?
Yeah, well, since we don't have to worry about finding the sword here, we start with it. There's a couple things you want to look for. First, like, what are the really rough overworld enemies? We know they ain't going to be Lionels. We do want to find the wand at some point. That's guaranteed to be the white sword item. We do need a couple hearts. Then, obviously, you want to find out where the dungeons are. We see Flip and Karma are starting in your favorite dungeon, level 6. How do you feel about diving dungeons when you find them this early on 3 hearts?
I am very greedy in this regard currently. I'm sure that I will get bitten a few times and reevaluate my strategy. I think this is a good screen, though, to definitely backtrack. We see the bunnies. They're going to take so many hits with the wood sword. So dipping back out makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of overworld to see, after all, and Haley has found the first take any heart. So she's up to 4 already.
A pretty rough screen on top of the waterfall. Good job at Karma just being patient to get through all the blue dark nuts. Just small secret 16. Pretty good, actually.
Yeah, definitely above average. And another take any. Haley already up to 5 hearts here, 2/3 chance of the wand if she comes across it. And yeah, with these Dark Nuts in the overworld, Lionels in the dungeons, yeah, having that extra combat prowess would be good. Oz, not so lucky with these blue Dark Nuts. Luckily, we know he's only going to miss out on 16 rupees for that trouble.
Yeah, it sticks in the back of your head, right? If you leave that one spot that's going to be there. Now, fortunately, we're probably going to go at some point in time to the top right, clear the items there in the Lost Hills area, so it gives us a chance to come back to it. But the two more things I think we kind of want to look for. One, we talked about a little bit, the wand being somewhere. So since we start with bombs, we start with a sword. We can clear a pretty good amount of the overworld as it is. We're just looking for a candle and all that. The other thing is, are we going to prioritize the Armus item? It's real tough to not get in the mindset of, look, I can clear 10 spots in 2 minutes. I'm going to do it right now. And then all of a sudden, 20 minutes later, it's the Armus item with a red ring.
Exactly, exactly.
Ask us how we know.
Yeah, there's been a few of those in the quals already. Oz has found another dungeon, level 2 here, just east of the Death Mountain Graveyard Armos Knights. Not going to dip it yet, because, again, your Armos Knight item could be right here. We're going to get some peeks underneath these knights. And it's the flute! Jess Andy blessed this seed in the race channel before it started, and I called this. I knew it. As soon as Jess offered her blessings, flute under Armos Knight. Always happens, never fails.
Yeah, it's going to help the routing quite a bit, especially when it comes to deciding whether or not we want to dive out of a dungeon. If we get an early Triforce, you can just pick it up and 2 back there later. You're good to go. Oz is going to dive back into 2. You'll see this a lot, I think, even with experienced runners with level 2, because we get 2 floor items. However, what up, it's your boys, Blue Wizrobes.
Yep. Other things of note, we did see a shop selling bombs. They were pretty pricey. There's the blue ring shop and a candle for just 2 more rupees if Haley can scrounge them off these enemies. There is, of course, a candle at every take any. There's one wherever your wood sword cave is. But sometimes just paying the rupees to get it early can make your routing through the overworld much more smooth.
Yeah, Haley's already got 2 take any's, so it's not quite as likely to see any. And yeah, I understand the impulse to want to just get 2 rupees somewhere, so you get the candle, you're good to go. But because I think in other flag sets we see a lot of the time where runners will take the candle as their first take any, right? But with the wand being the white sword item, hearts is kind of the priority.
Yeah, wand being guaranteed anywhere from 4 to 6. It's just such a huge power upgrade. Flipula has found level 1. Oz has found level 3. Lots of dungeons being accounted for here. We got Gariahs and Gibdos, and Flip looks like he's had enough here.
Yeah, Gibdo's in 3, so pretty good chance we'll see Goria's there as well. He's going to dive, see how far he can take this. So let's see what else can pull off. There's the arrow shop on Flipula's side, 79. It's not bad.
Yeah, and keys for 95, which hopefully this qualifier won't be as key starved as some have been. 95 is a bit pricey. This is first quest overworld, so there are 3 large secrets out there for you. It's pretty easy to afford most things you need, but you still don't want to be throwing away 95 rupees on keys if you can help it.
Yeah, hopefully the dungeon just doesn't ask for you to buy like 4 keys.
Yeah. Bait costs 50 rupees. Yeah, the bombs were 32. The big shield, a whopping 173 at that shop. Ooh, pricey.
Yeah, probably not going to pick up a shield, at least at that price. 50 for the bait block is pretty nice to see. But 30, that's one thing that can just kind of keep your money count down. If you find a common bomb shop and you're just constantly buying bombs, and all of a sudden you spent 150 gold, what do I do?
Yeah, and by finding the by buying the candle, Haley has found our first hint shop, and next to it is where the wood sword is at 1Q2. Could have had a free candle and had the money for these hints. They look like they totaled somewhere around the 90 rupee range, so we'll see if we can find a large secret and get back to them before too much longer.
Yeah, it looks like Karma picked up the ladder. That was from level 2? So that dive definitely paying off. Getting the ladder this early, while not as important for overworld stuff, although we can get the coast item when we do get into that area. Not having to worry about dungeon being ladder blocked when you dive dungeons is a real nice luxury to have.
Oh yeah, just knowing that, there are other blocks that can happen, You can be hosed by, well, not a dig dogger. We have the flute already, courtesy of the Armos Knight item. Gomas, of course. There are things that's a big thing to not have to worry about, but also, like you said, very curious about this coast item. Large secret is 69 rupees, so very low roll on that one. But 2 side by side, that's enough for the hints. Do you want to save scum them, or do you just want to buy them now? What would you do with them just being 2 screens away at this point?
If the closer the hint, oh, there's the wand on Oz's side. The closer the hints are, the more opt I am to at least finish the area that I'm at. Like in Haley's case, I think checking out the coast item, definitely a good call. And then now would be a point to just get the hints out of the way now. So you can, if they're close by, you can just retry, keep your money. Having 2 large secrets side by side, kind of a bummer when it happens, at least for me. But this is a tough screen to get through.
Oh, it does get caught. Yeah, it's so narrow there. You only have like 2.5 tiles of movement, and when it loads that many enemies, yeah, it's a little nasty. We do see Haley hitting the save button here, suggesting there may be a hint scum coming sometime soon, although it is a bit of a hike to get back around to the forest. Karma finds the floor heart here in 1, bumping him up to 5 hearts.
Yeah, Flip took to death in 2, so I don't believe got to the ladder. Might just be walking out to potentially farm for bombs here, then go back in. Having that many bomb droppers outside of a dungeon entrance makes it really nice for this. It seems to be that's what the plan is.
Yeah. And notably, although Oz saw the wand up on Death Mountain, 3 hearts, not enough. You'll have to be going back there later if you want to pick it up.
And later is definitely the time you see a lot of runners check Death Mountain.
Yeah. Plain banana in Dungeon 1 for the staircase item. So just another floor drop left for Karma to find.
Yeah, could find it here. All right, gets this first key. We're gonna spend it now. One small. Surely one doesn't give you like 4 keys in a row.
And that's a lovely hint right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Red ring and 4.
And 4, it's not one of your smallest dungeons, but I think now Karma sees that one. Very happy to dive it, even relatively early. Red ring is such a game changer.
Yeah.
Oh! White sword on the floor in 1. We get a red ring hint. We get a white sword pickup for that combat boost. Karma has to be feeling pretty good with their knowledge and their rewards right now.
Yeah, white sword is going to be a huge help. A lot of times on this flag set, to be honest, the max requirement being 10, you don't see white sword come into play quite as much, but getting it this early at the 9-minute mark, fantastic.
Oh yeah, usually I feel that it's wood sword, then get wand, and then by the time I even find white sword, I have 10 hearts. So
yeah.
If I do have it, it's only there for a short time before being replaced. We didn't really mention it, but the coast item is the power bracelet. So, of course, handful of blocks of that in the game. Currently, the dungeons we've seen are 1, 2, 3, and 6, I think. So yeah. So lots of dungeons still to be found. Power bracelet may come into play.
Yeah, it's when you'd like to get that early just to be able to check them on the way, but when you have so many options and you don't, especially if you get like the candle early like Haley did, you're just worried about, I guess you would say, breadth before depth, right? Just get as many overall checks as you can done as fast as you can.
Level 9's under a bush down here at the corner of Lake Hylia, along kind of the southwest corner of Candle Row, so it's located. And we got some any roads on Karma's side. Northwest Death Mountain.
Flip did get the ladder, so is key blocked out of the remainder of 2, but got the ladder, that's the important part.
Yeah. This is Lake Hylia Island. I often confuse this for the northeast corner. I just got to remember, one of them has enemies. And river spot down here. I think I missed one of the any roads during Karma's rotation, but I like that there is a good path here from the southwest corner basically to the northwest corner. It's nice when they're not all clustered together.
And I like Oz's pathing here is now up into the Lost Hills areas, has got 5 hearts. By the time we get to the area, well, I mean, I guess, you would probably just reset, but we'll be able to path this nicely into checking to see if the wand is able to be grabbed, and candle get.
Yeah, Karma and Flip both electing to take a candle from the Take Any. Haley bought one. So I don't think Oz. Oz has one as well. So I'm guessing Oz also. I'm not sure how Oz got his, but candles for everyone, and not a single one of them from the Wood Sword Cave, unless Oz got his there when I wasn't looking. So that is 6 hearts for Karma, 6 hearts for Haley. Whenever those two get up to Death Mountain, the wand will be theirs. But like you said, it's a place folks like to check a little later.
Yeah. Haley did give us the hints at that first location, had just enough rupees. It gave the white sword at 1, the book at 6, so that's good to know. If you're, we're not super concerned about the book, so if you get the Triforce in 6, you can just get out of here. Yeah. And red ring was, I believe, step over. I think it was red ring step over, which I'm seeing on the tracker. Red ring was at 4. That's right. We got that from an earlier hint.
Yeah, but we didn't know that that it's theoretically moat blocked somehow. So knowing that is pretty big. Karma has the ladder, so doesn't really have to worry about that. Of course, Flip also has it, but Haley getting that hint will probably, make her think, oh, do I want to dive 4 knowing the red ring's there if I don't have the ladder yet? Even though and she also doesn't have the flute yet. The other 3 runners have picked it up already, so you also don't have the benefit of knowing that you're going to be capable of just tooting back there if you do find an early Triforce.
Yeah, flute being right next to 2, which is where we find the ladder. So that's probably how Haley ends up getting to the ladder at some point, but totally understand just wanting to clear all the things that you got and trying to build money for the hints that you found. Makes sense.
And speaking of 4, Karma finds it. I believe that one screen either east or northeast of Vanilla Start. Gonna be very happy to have this white sword in here because we got the boys in blue, we got the Lionels. You're gonna want this extra combat capability because you don't want to leave here without your red ring. Knowing that it's here, knowing you have the ladder, this is such a big find for Karma right now.
Yeah, it looks like the wand was indeed 5 hearts. Oz did go back to get it and was able to pick it up. So that's a big find. Flip, I think Flip might have taken a death on Death Mountain before finding the wand, which is a little bit of a bummer.
Ooh. Yeah. Oz also fortunate that it wasn't the 6 hearts. I think with the 5 hearts there, if you've already gone to Death Mountain and learned it was there, you do have to go for it. I mean, you could get unlucky and it bites you, but again, that combat upgrade is huge for Oz now. Won't do anything versus the Wizrobes, but nevertheless, between the Lionels and the Dark Nuts, going to be very helpful.
So having found, 1, 2, 3, and 4, what's the point where you might consider putting a stop on overworld exploration and start diving some of these dungeons? Is there a point and you just want to find everything first?
I think that in Karma's shoes, because you have found the white sword, if you can get the red ring out of here as well, I think knocking out the dungeons is fine. The wand helps, but the red ring and white sword I think is good enough to just start making plays. But like, look at this room. You have the Wizrobes, you have the Lionels, you have the Pole's voice. You want the red ring. You really want the red ring. And knowing you don't want to be like, well, maybe I'll go get my large secrets and get a blue ring to help. No, you want this red ring really badly. And if you get it, I think you want to be addressing dungeons with a bomb.
Uh-oh, we might be key blocked out of it, though. Which, that's one thing, getting the red...
And you can afford keys, even with our kind of paltry large secrets. Hello.
Oh, Karma and Patra, name a more iconic duo.
It is at least the orbital version rather than the Expando version.
Yeah, I do love the Twirly Patra. It's much more doable. But still 2 hearts per hit.
Yeah, still 2 hearts per hit. One more, and has to back out. Has to back out.
Had to do it.
I think Karma already saw what's in the room to the north, so therefore going this way, I guess, makes good sense. But this is still scary.
No, don't stand so close to me, Patra.
Oz, meanwhile, has found some more hearts. Up to 8 hearts, has the wand for combat. Is in this level 1, so should be leaving here with the white sword to boot. So Oz will be very, very capable, combat ready, once he's out of the dungeon.
Nicely done by Karma. Oh, I didn't see what it was that got him, though.
It was another Patra. It was another Patra as soon as you walk in there. You said a more iconic duo. That's an iconic treat. Thank you.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. Man, the game is really making you earn that red ring, huh?
I mean, yeah, but I'm sure this has only strengthened Karma's resolve. Yeah, all our runners low on keys. 3 on the restream, currently at 0. Haley has 1. I mean, we've not done a ton of dungeon diving yet, and admittedly, one of the places that we've spent time is level 1, which is usually pretty key hungry. So it makes sense that we're low, but it does make me worried if we're going to see a repeat of last night.
Yeah, I think if we start getting blocked out of the larger dungeons, that can sometimes be a reprieve where, like, if you're just locked out of keys, everything, all right, here's level 8, there's a bunch of rooms, surely I can get some keys here. Which, sometimes you can't do because 8 has a Chevy room in room number 2, but a our runners won't have to worry about that. So.
Yeah. And Karma does find the Triforce here in 4, north of one of the Patcher rooms. Has the ladder, so I'm pretty sure we'll be able to clip out of this moat. I've admittedly been playing far more than I've been watching. Do you know if Karma's familiar with the ladder clip in here?
I don't know. Haley's also in 4. Let's see how far she can get as well.
Yeah, has one more heart than a... Oh yeah, there's the clip. Nicely done by Karma. Gets a key for his trouble. I'll note that Haley doesn't have the wand or the white sword. Does have the extra heart, but combat in here, terrifying with this
Yeah. I mean, just look at this room. We had 6 bunnies. That's a ton of swipes with the wood sword. White sword, going to be much easier, even more so with the clock. So, but shutter door, so probably not here.
I'm thinking it's probably back at that other Patcher room. I don't think the door closed because I think it was open when it booped Karma and killed him.
I don't feel so bad for Karma if that's what it is. Ooh, shutter door in this room is not great. I can understand getting the Lionels and getting out, maybe resetting it. Ow.
I appreciate trying to go. I mean, there's just this room sucks. I was gonna try to make something clever about it, but between the bubble, the 2 BMOs, the bunnies.
Yeah, you just got to be careful not to hang around above the bunnies. They will jump up and get you.
So here's something I've not experimented with yet, because I play on a Super Nintendo controller with an attachment that converts it to an NES plug. Still just uses a D-pad plus 4 buttons, and I can't reassign them. You play this on your fancy little fight stick. And takes the death. The functionality that I've seen some expert racers use to be able to flip between quick swap and pause. Have you considered testing out the pause button for use in rooms like that yet? Because I think with the kind of controller you use, that could actually be really potent for you.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I've gone back and forth a little bit on it. Just having the swap is so handy, and maybe a little bit of laziness of wanting to plug in a controller too for up-Aing.
Oh, yeah, because you would need to do that. Right. Because you do lose that functionality. Okay. Well, either way, something to consider, and something for all the other rookies to consider as well. This is very much a room where I know multiple pros would be pausing to be dodging all this garbage.
Oh, yeah. And we might have... I think there was one other key-blocked area in this bottom section of 4. I wonder if Karma is going to maybe consider spending the key rather than trying to take on that particular room of doom.
Yeah. Cute, by the way. The letter is at 1Q7, the drained lake. So if you don't want to get a potion from a take any, you do need to actually come here and drain that and grab the letter. Which, admittedly, having a potion for this place would probably be pretty good right now. Yeah, and Holsey in chat saying that they think Karma might have to cut some losses here and dip out. And that's such a painful choice to make, sunk cost fallacy. I know Red Ring is here. I can already grab the Triforce and leave if I want to, but, how much time do you devote to this after these deaths? How stubborn would you be here, Flurry?
It's a really tough call. I like my first thought going into this room is maybe take out the Lionels, walk out, see what gets respawned. I think Opno mentions it in chat as well. And if you're good, at least if you're gonna give a couple of runs at this room, maybe you're taking out one enemy at a time. It's slow, but you'll get there. But
yeah,
it's rough.
Of note, by the way, Power Bracelet is required this seed. Level 5 is underneath the Graveyard area Vanilla Any Road. Flip Hill has found it at this point.
you can really get a good like side by side of how it feels when you want to dive a particular dungeon with a particular goal in mind. And even though Karma has, White Sword in a pretty good spot as far as combat goes, could still have the wand to do 2 extra damage here. And other runners have picked up the wand already and the White Sword, so like when Oz gets into 4, it's going to be in much better shape, right?
Yeah. Fliphill finds bomb bag upgrade for 105, declines. I'm not sure, again, it's hard to follow all 4 runners. I'm not sure how many hint shops Flip has seen. And with all the bomb droppers that we are seeing this seed, I kind of like not buying the bag here.
I agree.
I mean, heck, Blue Ring may end up being a very wise purchase this seed. Does go ahead and pick up arrows, though, but we have no idea where bow or silvers are, so... That's another one of those plays that either saves you a ton of time by letting you kill a Goma first try, or you find silvers in your next dungeon and feel like a dingus.
Well, my mentor Shaddy, shout outs to the Master Apprentice club that's been going on for the past 5 or 6 weeks. Been really great. Always tells me to buy the arrows if I can, and Karma does get past the room and is welcomed with 6 blue vials.
The good news is this could be the push block that leads to the red ring. So good news. Good news.
Yeah, it is at least not bad news. But being in that particular room, you don't have the kind of maneuverability, and more importantly, the extra horizontal tile to kind of exploit the hitbox on Lionels. You'll see a lot of runners will stick just right of them and tag them vertically in that maze room. Pretty hard to do when you only have 1 tile width.
Yeah, so Karma gets the Triforce here to restore his health. And has had enough. All right, we have a flute. We'll be back here later when we either have better damage or more survivability. All right.
Yeah, I think flute is probably the biggest case for leaving that. And red ring is really great, but there's take any's out there. The wand's still out there. You can always now toot back whenever you want. So I like the decision from Karma now at this point.
Yeah, and I think that knowing red ring is there would definitely motivate me to pick up a potion at a take any. Just because, you burn 1 use of that, or even both uses, and then you have effectively quadrupled your life total, and you don't really have to worry about it.
Well, now Oz is going to give this level 4 a shot with the wand and the White Sword, and significantly more hearts, although not much health at this point in time. So we'll see if that translates, that early diligence in clearing the overworld is going to translate into being able to get this red ring.
Yep. And we're down to only 1 dungeon left over. 8 is down here on the coast. Karma has found it, and it's more bunnies.
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, they aren't, with White Sword, you could see a lot worse rooms than bunnies.
That's true. That's true. But if you see room after room and you start getting the ones with 8 of them, you're gonna feel like you're just treading water.
I mean, considering the last couple rooms that Karma has tried to clear, bunnies are probably a welcome reprieve. Although I say that, and Patron number 3 on his end shows up.
I will note free floor heart, so that brings Karma up to 7. Flips at 7. Oz at 8. Haley at 7. Have we seen Mags?
Yeah. I have not.
The hint was that it was by a lake, right?
Right, which could mean a couple places.
The most annoying one would probably be Lake Hylia Island itself. And all the others we have access to. We know it's not the flute spot, because that was the letter.
Yeah, and we saw behind the waterfall. I think that's another lake spot.
Yeah, and then I'm not sure if anyone went all... someone did Forgotten Spot earlier, too. Hey, nice Kanana key by Fliphill here. Gets to open the door and keep the key from the previous room. Very nicely done. Way to keep that in your head here, Flip.
Yeah, anytime we've been going around with 0 keys, being able to save any key whatsoever can be incredibly valuable.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, CJ. Okay, so we have seen Mags. It is near Vanilla 1. It is not Raft Block. So.
Okay, good. Alright, looks like Oz is going to head toward picking up that coast item, which is the power bracelet.
Which we know is required to get into Dungeon 5 over by the grave. Yeah, Karma here having a much smoother run in this Dungeon 8. Just, if bunnies are the worst thing you're having to deal with, you're feeling pretty good.
Well, let's not jinx it, but
Yeah.
you are correct.
But no, I mean, we got Gibdos. The Vires are a little annoying because they won't stay cleared when you leave the room with this weapon loadout. But at the same time, even if the enemies here have good defense, their offense is significantly less than Lionel's plus Wizrobes.
Yeah, as long as that doesn't happen, you don't get hugged by a Gibdo.
This Fire's like, can't get me, can't get me.
I'm going this way. I'm going this way.
Flip and Haley both in level 1. Oh, very nice Triforce right there. But we didn't see either. Wait, no, we saw a blue boomerang.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's one more to go. Saw the floor heart. Are we going to dig it out? Or, yeah, with the flute,
Yeah, this makes sense. There are so many more rooms left that it could be.
Yeah, but at the same time, Karma's seen several of the hints, which Oz is giving us a refresh up here. And at this point, it feels like level 8 has to have something important. But I understand wanting to try to find level 7 first, I suppose. Like, we're just running low on places stuff can be.
Yeah, 7. We still got 7, 3, 5, plenty of other places.
Yeah.
And like you said, we can toot back there at a moment's notice.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking, so we still need bow, we still need silvers, which of course they could be in 9. We're low on keys, but it doesn't feel like the seed is really forcing people out and in like somewhere. Flip and Haley high-fiving on the Triforce. Both pick up their white swords. They're very combat ready at this point.
Yeah, always happy to get that white sword. And just getting that first dungeon out of the way, like for your mental, can be pretty huge. Just like, all right, I've made some progress now. I'm playing the game. Where the beginning can sometimes feel like you're just playing a survival horror, just trying to get through. And that's the second hint on Karma's side. Feat of strength required to the bow. So
yes,
that strongly indicates, not guarantees, but strongly indicates that it's in 5.
Yeah, we've not seen 7 yet, and there are still some push blocks we've not seen, but that definitely narrows things down significantly.
So let's see. Yeah, Karma does have the power bracelet, so I wonder if we're going to start prioritizing the areas that have those checks.
See, attempting to head over to 1Q2, we'll get the news that the candle's been here the whole time. I am also a 1Q2 fader, so whenever something important is here, something that would have been handy, 20 minutes ago, I feel the pain of our runners who are going to be seeing this wood sword cave here.
It's kind of like 1Q6, right? Where sometimes it can just feel like a one-way entry if you just get a really bad room right below it.
Yeah. And now, help me out. I think that we've actually covered, between our 4 runners, most of the world. Has anyone been to the north part of Death Mountain yet, where Vanilla level 9 is and such?
No, I don't think we've seen East Death Mountain. I want to say one of our runners, I want to say or maybe Oz did do it on the way to getting the wand. Like any runner I see that has the wand, I kind of feel like has cleared a significant amount of Death Mountain. I think Flipheel took a death about halfway through.
Okay, and our tracker OpnoPoint is saying that we have, which means at this point, level 7 probably has to be at one of these other push blocks or is Wrath blocked.
That would make sense. Wrath block would be a little bit of a bummer for the runners as far as wanting to complete the seed as fast as possible. Karma taking some of the advice you gave did pick up a potion from one of the take enemies. So
yeah, I saw him get a heart and then the potion. So 8 hearts, the potion. Oh, there's level 7. Okay.
There's 7.
So yeah, Bo is either here or in 5. The hint is ambiguous. Hey, free key, please enjoy.
And then we're gonna make you spend it right away.
Yeah. So no Wrath block, sad to say. 7 was right here. All dungeons accounted for. But now with the extra health in the potion, I wonder if Karma's thinking about that red ring. I'd be thinking about that red ring.
Yeah, it's hard to not be thinking about that the entire seed. But I think with that hint, we're diving until we find the item here at 7.
Yeah. And does have enough money to buy arrows after this if he wants. Oz, similarly situated, has the cash. Haley, a little broke at this point. Don't know how many more medium and large secrets she has to find. I know she was the one who showed us the first 2 large secrets over in the forest earlier.
Yeah, I think Oz retried out of buying the hints because it's still sitting at near max money.
Yeah.
Whereas Haley, I don't believe did that.
So Flip is here to try his turn at the level 4 gauntlet. Can you get the red ring on your first visit here?
Finding Triforce for level 7 that for some reason the shape reminds you of a Ganon face. I don't know why.
That was a really cute dancing around to get the
yeah.
Like, I kind of want the money. I might need the money, but I'm not ready to leave here yet.
Yeah, we are finding the item first and foremost. Being at half a heart, it might make sense to get the Triforce just to fill up the health.
Yeah, because if you die, you gotta walk all the way here. Anyway.
The left landmo gets everybody.
Yep.
Alright, so Flip grabs the Triforce out of 4. We'll see if Flip decides to go back in. Haley also in 4. Potential red ring there. So Haley's spending this key here. I don't know if the other runners did that at this level.
Ow. Floorheart is in here, which will put her at 9, just 1 shy of Mags, and she knows the location of the sword. Mags would be pretty handy in here.
Yeah, I think if nothing else, you at least want to grab that heart. Get you so close to 10. Mags is really nice to have.
Yeah, normally, like, it's easy to feel pretty happy having Juan plus Betty here, but at the same time, it's like, this is a lot of Wizzrobes we've seen, and of course, Blue Lionels. Oh, and Opno giving us a little bit of education from someone with a little more wisdom than we do, that the red ring room is that Blue Lionel maze room.
Yep, that room above was Chevy with a compass, so...
Yeah.
There's the bow in 7. Nice job at Karma, finding the bow.
Which corner was that in?
Well, we'll have to see when he pops out. It looks like top left.
Oh, very close to the Triforce. Not bad, not bad.
Yeah,
so the funny thing then for Karma is that if he goes back and gets the red ring, at this point he has to clear that room to the left again, doesn't he? It'll have respawned by now, right?
I would think so, but I know there's something about bubbles constantly maintaining the state of the room.
Oh, right.
That applies if you leave the dungeon. I don't remember. I'm sure someone in chat will tell us right now.
Yeah.
Right,
it does not.
Haley getting the Patra down.
Yeah, but what about second Patra?
And I didn't even get a chance to notice the first time. It is the Expando Patra. So a little trickier here. Yeah.
Got a little greedy. Got a little greedy. I think that because of, like, there was that extra moment there where you kill the mini Patra and you think, oh, did I stop it? Did I stop it? And then it's like, no, I'm still here.
It only takes one.
Oh. Flip has found his way to level 8.
So Flip's got the bow, or I'm sorry, Karma has the bow. Knows
but
where
no
the red
arrows
ring
yet.
is. Do you at what point do you start to consider I'm just gonna make the play to get Triforces and hope it's in 9, or you start digging stuff out? I mean, obviously there's no real one answer. It's kind of the essence of rando decision making, but
Yeah.
in Karma's case, how would you feel about it?
I think that my plan as Karma would be, well, I mean, wrap up my dungeons. I don't think I'm going to dig any one of them for silvers in particular. Yeah, okay, me in this situation, I would just be thinking, go, go, go. Because, again, the conventional wisdom, if you're not trying to counterplay against someone, is while mapping out 9, you have a chance of finding an old man who will just tell you the silvers aren't there. And while you're mapping it out, and you should be mapping it out, you can find where your shortest path to Zelda. You can find where Ganon is. You then either happen across both item staircases, or you find the old man telling you to get out of here. And you've already done something productive while you're digging. But now, of course, you're in a 1v1 race, and your opponent has certain proclivities. You may purposely counterplay them, but this is a massive group race. So I think you just got to go for what you think is the best option, all things being equal.
Yeah, just try to get the best time that you can get. I think 3 is gonna definitely be the interesting case here when it's found, because that one is a little smaller, whereas Karma finding 6 per se is probably far more likely in a dungeon like that to just say, I'm out of here.
Well, we do know that 6 has the book, so
that's
5
right,
would
yeah.
be the 5 would be the other large dig that I think anyone would go for. And I'm not sure. Again, if we did see a map, I've forgotten how large 5 was. So maybe 5 is also reasonable, or maybe just taking the Triforce out of it will lead you to the goods anyway.
Alright, Power Bracelet get for Oz, so he's going to have access to both 5 and 7 when he gets around to checking the Power Bracelet spots.
Yep. Karma living dangerously in this overworld with only half a heart. Level 9 will heal you a little bit. There you go.
Yeah, that'll help. Yeah, Karma's in pretty good shape. Just really needs to find dungeons and then make that decision there. Has the Power Bracelet, which we know is required. Has the bow, which is required. Red Ring is going to just be a constant thing on every runner's mind over the course of this race. That's just how it is. But as far as completion goes, you don't need it. So
yeah, and of course, just with how many deaths that he took trying to get it, like, we know here on the restream that Karma's in the best shape of our runners, has twice as many Triforce pieces as the next closest runner. But that time sink, you gotta feel a little rough.
I mean, I'm convinced that every runner and every rando ever just always feels behind. Either you feel behind or you feel more behind.
Haley finds level 8 down here on the coast.
Yeah, alright, so, and Oz did prioritize the Power Bracelet checks. Might not just have many overworld checks left at this point in the game. He's going to go ahead and dive 7.
Yeah, we know the bow's in here. Probably, I mean, Oz got all 6 hints. I think we watched him go to one and then the other and then get all his money back. So he knows that there is a Power Bracelet, pardon me. Yeah, he knows a feat of strength leads to the bow. So this is an excellent place to pursue.
Yep, Flip is getting the last, I believe the last set of hints for Flip right there. And yeah, it's going to retry keep the money. And probably finish up Death Mountain would be my guess. Yeah.
So here's another question. Since Karma did take the potion, you may not even so the question here is, do you spend your potion to try to get the red ring, or you spend your potion in lieu of a red ring later when you're low on health? And with the enemies in that level 4, it might just be the latter.
Yeah, and also just considering Karma's last race, right, where Karma was in level 9 very early, but had a rough go at it with some of the enemies, where a couple of potions would have been really nice. And it's sitting at 176 money, so 250 to get the blue ring is not at all off the table.
Yeah.
And you know, when you have a brutal room, to get the red ring, one nice consolation is that, you know, all the other runners have to go through that same brutal room. So you can, I think it's not an unreasonable expectation to say nobody else has the red ring, and in the case of all the restreamed runners, it's true.
Yep.
But half a heart going through the overworld is just petrifying.
Well, we know level 5 is, well, you have to walk around a little bit here, but it's near. It's very near.
Yep, if he just gets past this room, there we go. The red ring blocking room was a combination of blue Wizrobes, bunnies, and Lionels, leading into 6 blue Lionels in a maze. It's not fun. But,
And
yeah.
any of the experienced runners in chat, why can it not be in that other Patra room with the 5 double push blocks? I'm guessing there's a reason for that, given what was said in chat, but I would like to know that reason. Yeah, the maze room with Lionels is what was said earlier, but I'm still curious about that Patra room. Like, why is it off the table?
We do fine. Triforce on Haley's side 8. Is going to go ahead and keep digging with all the health here. It makes sense.
Oh, we got to step over the water for the red ring hint. Okay.
Makes sense.
Gotcha. Cool.
Well, that's why the trackers are the MVP, yo.
Yeah. That is something I would not have remembered in the middle of a run.
Nope. I still have problems remembering the location hints that they came back to bite me in a practice last night.
Yeah. Karma does buy that bomb bag upgrade, only gets the paltry +2 for 105 rupees.
Yeah, I guess that also kind of answers our blue ring question, right?
Yeah.
Like,
it will
now
not
we're sitting
be
at 74. We're probably not getting there.
Yeah. That's fine. You like it has to be a very nasty dungeon 9 at this point for you to need a ring and the potion, right? Like, the potion will probably be plenty.
Probably with an asterisk.
Yeah,
if
you
level
never
4
know.
was pretty bad, you know, what if level 9 is just like, hey, you know those enemies you saw in 4? How would you like more?
More of them. As far as Mag's potential, Flip and Karma both sitting at 8, Oz and Haley both at 9 hearts. So drawing near to Mag's potential, but not quite yet.
It's funny, we have the two point brought up in chat about having the bow, not the arrows, partially because we found the bow so late, but our 2 runners who have bought arrows, and hey, there's silvers in 5, that's important.
Yep.
Our 2 runners with arrows do not have the bow, and our 2 runners with bow do not have arrows.
So Karma needs to go back into this 5 now. Like, if you're gambling on 9 having silvers, you're gonna be in trouble here. Walking away.
Yeah.
Oh, that definitely hurts. You know, with that, even though there is,
I don't have to explore any other place unless I really want that red ring.
Yeah. The funny thing here, though, for Flip is I believe the Triforce is back at the start of the dungeon, at the bottom of, or next to bottom tile in the second E column. So.
Yeah, we did have a little bit of a hiccup, but it looks to be back now.
Yeah, Haley just got something from an item staircase in level 8. Did anyone catch that?
Was it the magic boomerang? Or was it the Coast Heart? It was the
Coast Heart. Thank you,
Yeah.
Opno. Excellent. So at this point, what do we not know? Nothing, because the Coast Heart being there means the raft is in 3. Process of elimination, any key in red, candle in 9. Cool. Thank you, Haley. That cleared up all our item knowledge.
Yeah, any key in 9. Cool. I hope another one of our runners bombs the any key in 9 if they find it.
Yeah. So Karma here digging 3 out now. If he sticks around here, he'll only find the raft for his troubles. Which I think we've seen all 4 take any's. We've seen mags. We might not have seen the 3rd large secret, but we know one any road is at Lake Hylia Island. So yeah, digging the raft out of here would only result in disappointment.
Yeah, pretty much. It's hard sometimes, though, to make that call. And, you know, if you're digging 3, you haven't found silvers yet, you know. It's a relatively small dungeon compared to what we have left. So, like, if Karma was deciding to just go all the way through 3, it would be understandable.
I'll note there, in 3, though, Karma reached a Goma room. Goma blocking a shutter and a key door. Out of keys. Get thee to an arrow store. They cost 71. Or, of course, you know, go back and get your silvers. He doesn't know that, but that, yeah, the keys. Let's see, keys. Flip is sitting pretty with 4 of them right now. Oz and Haley are scrounging by, but Karma's bottomed out for now, and buying that bomb bag means you're not going to be buying keys or now arrows. Ran into a door repair, I think.
Yep.
Or
the door. Okay. The overworld exploration kind of backfiring a little bit, so now does not have the money to buy arrows.
Yeah. And another one.
When it rains, it pours.
Unfortunate. Flip, meanwhile, has hit the coveted 10 heart mark. Between that and the silver arrows, yeah, Flip is swinging this back around.
Absolutely. Pick up that mags. Sitting at 125, is there any point in time, assuming blue ring is off the table, is there any point in time you are considering going back into 4 to dig that red ring out with mags?
Does Flip have a potion? With 10 hearts and a potion, I don't think you worry about it.
I don't think so, although finding the 3rd large secret gets a little closer.
Yeah. Haley taking a death in 6. I'll note, Haley was the first one to pick up mags here, I believe. But we know level 6 is just a book, so... maps are nice, and with mags, you don't have to worry about using your wand for damage so much. And worry about, you know, burning yourself. But notably, Haley still doesn't have the ladder yet. Has not gone to 2 for that one.
Yeah, that's going to end up being a pretty big bummer, especially if we come across ladder blocks. Oz is going to show us if that Goma is in fact required, which would frankly be pretty good for Karma if we get to that point. Shows us what the map looks like. If that was the room below, then pretty strong chance that might be required. Gets the compass. There's heart number 10 for Oz, so Mags is on the table there. And Haley finds a book.
So, Maps Ahoy. That is a... I mean, it's not that most level 6s aren't gross, but that one just looks... It feels big. It feels like a big thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what comes to mind as far as shape. But it reminds me of, man, I'm showing my age here. A combat tank from the Atari 2600 shooting the ball.
Oh, hey, luckily this level 6, not too unfriendly. Triforce near the book. You don't have to dig out the majority of this place as long as you go right instead of up. Haley is out of here. And Oz sees a raft and declines a raft. Cannot blame him. He has also hit the 10 heart threshold, though, so Mags will be available to him once he finishes this dungeon.
Yep, we'll be able to get this Triforce, get out of here. Now Oz is, as long as Oz finds and decides to commit, although Oz also has the Triforce in 5 and hasn't got the silver, so might be in the same situation that Karma's in.
Yeah. Oh, well, no. Where was this Goma? It had to be earlier in the dungeon. I don't think
it was like the third room or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
It was very early.
Yeah. But any key in 8 does. Oh gosh, 3's just gonna eat him up here. I think you do kill this room and hope for it. No, it's bombs. Down to 1 key.
Man, that's the worst feeling, right? You're feeling pretty good about your key count, getting ready to move forward. You get that one dungeon that's a straight line. And they're like, I demand 4 of your keys now. Just like, well.
And that could actually be, the funny thing. Like, I mentioned that it was nice for Haley that she was able to leave 6 so quickly. But what if, the northwest corner is just like, would you like 6 keys? Here,
yeah.
I've got 6 keys for you.
The game always loves to throw you at that double-digit key count when you don't need it.
Yeah.
It also seems to summon the magical key.
And Karma seems to be looking for love in the wrong places here. Back to level 8. I'm pretty sure he was our first sight at the magical boomerang.
Yeah.
So being here will only result in the Coast Heart.
Really wanting to get these bombs. He's only sitting at 1. But Patra's being very defensive.
My bombs, you can't have them. No!
Oh.
Cruelty, thy name is Patra. That's rough. Like, Karma has had so much bad karma this seed. Like, had really great early start, ladder, white sword, hints for the red ring, and just has gotten chewed up and spit out. Just terrible misfortune.
Yeah, Patras can be jerks. They really can be.
Alright, has fluted to 7 and is heading... Where are we going, Karma? Back into 7?
It would make sense.
But has the Triforce
Wait,
the
no.
bow?
No, yeah, I'm actually not sure now that you mention it. He does have the bow already.
Yeah,
Maybe
so this
just
is
trying to find keys?
keys, bombs. Did he get the floor heart out of here? Maybe trying to find it for Mags, but it's
Yeah, I might just feel that there's a key block that is guarding the whatever the progression is, which, recency bias, it's understandable.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
come to that conclusion.
Haley back in 2. This is very good for her. We know the ladder's here. We know the ladder's required for the power bracelet, which is required to get 2 of our dungeons.
Yeah, this will be a very good find. And definitely has, more health and definitely the white sword and all the combat options to make some of these rooms easier.
Yeah.
And hey, compass.
So Oz at 5 Triforces, Karma at 5 Triforces, Flip the only one with silver arrows.
Yeah, this could still go any way.
Yeah.
Ouch. Blew his ropes hurt. Alright, good job getting those 2 down.
Woo! No, you can just leave. You can walk out. If you kill one of the little baby eyeballs, you can just walk out. Oh.
Do leave. Don't hear them out.
Yeah, and any other rookies watching this back, remember, with the Moldorms, with the Landmows, with the Dig Dogger Triple Eyes, you kill one of them, you can just walk out. You can leave. Hit the bricks. I mean, this is slower than if you are capable of just killing them in a hurry, but that 1.5 heart situation there, I am leaving that room and just walking back in.
Alright, Haley did get the ladder, so that's great. This room where the Triforce hid, though, was... I was kind of wondering a little bit, like, all the runners were in 2. I wonder why none of the runners grabbed the Triforce in 2. And then I saw that room, and I'm like, oh! That makes sense.
That's a very good reason for everyone to have ladder and no one to have the 2 Triforce.
But with an open door here, like I think we talked about earlier in chat as referenced it as well, you can like get 1 or 2 enemies down, then just leave the room, save your progress. It's very close to the start. It might take a little while, but you'll get there.
Flip does get the bow and the Triforce out of 7. Only up to 4 Triforces, but again, does have the silvers, which is pretty massive.
Yeah, might also be... Or no, this is Death Mountain, this is top right. So we got this 7, we're going to flute somewhere, and I can imagine heading back to 2. Oh, well, we're going to go somewhere else.
Oh, half heart. Get out! Get out! No, Haley! She was trying to save the progress. Got sniped. Ugh.
I always read Triforce and Go now, and I hear it in the Z-Tracker voice. You are now in Triforce and Go. Consider the magical sword.
There's a nice clock. Okay.
Yep, that'll take care of this room.
That'll save you a little bit of saving and restarting. Haley, first 2 force on the board. Wait, no, Oz got it when I wasn't looking. Sorry, never mind. I thought that wasn't lit up a minute ago. My bad. Oh yeah, the racer name is Smart Clock, so that's funny.
I just saw that too. That's kind of funny.
Oz picks up a 12th heart. Again, it's just lying here on the floor for you. Hi, Patra.
Again.
Does have bow and arrow to make short work of all the bunnies in the dungeons now, but again, has the 5th Triforce, but not the silvers from the dungeon. So that's worrisome. That's worrisome for anyone who puts that 5 on the board without picking up silvers.
Yeah, big factor is going to be how soon do we get the old man hit that says the silvers are elsewhere.
And Karma now at 0 keys, 0 bombs. Yeah, still looking around the 7, trying to find something to give him a hand.
Well, I think yeah, I think this is the dungeon where he's got the bow, got the Triforce, so is just looking for keys. And frankly, bombs at this point too.
Yeah, but the fight's to actually get them. Oh, you're gonna get up. Nope. Karma.
Gleok's too fast.
Such misfortune.
Alright, so compounding the silvers problem on Oz's side, sees the Triforce, is going to keep on digging, hoping to find it here. Well, we don't have nearly enough money for that bomb bag, but this is extra time. You know, we know that this is just Magical Boomerang and the Coast Heart.
Yeah, I don't think the Coast Heart is that far away from the Triforce room, though. I don't remember seeing this place dug out too deeply when it popped earlier.
Yeah, I think Haley got it pretty quick.
Mag's doing good work on all these Vires as well. Nice thing about Rookie Rumble, they gave us vanilla enemy HP, so we don't have to worry about Vires rolling up. We get our lovely little bomb farm and other things. They stay dead when you leave the room, things of that nature.
All right, good news for Karma. We are back in 5.
Good, good. And Flip dances a little bit around, and again, this room is just gross.
Yeah.
The bubble, the whiz robes, the shooters.
We need a smart clock.
Where is Flip headed?
3, I think, is up here. Yeah.
Okay, this makes sense. You do 3, you heal to full, you walk to 5. Pardon me, you walk to 2, and then you do it. Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
Yeah. Let me try that room with 10 hearts instead of with 3.
It'll be much easier.
And Flip does have bow and arrow for this Goma. Don't want to spend the 1 key, and I understand that completely.
Oh, for sure.
Little key starvation this seed. We're back down to a combined 2 keys across all 4 runners.
Yeah, level 9 could definitely decide to be a jerk here and force us to go out and buy keys. And none of our runners are really... I mean, Haley's actually in a pretty good money spot, but Oz, Flip, and Karma, I don't think any of them could afford to buy a key even if they wanted to at this point.
Yeah, did we see a second key shop? Because I remember the first one was somewhere in like the 90 to 110 range.
Yeah, it was somewhere in that area. I
Okay.
don't remember seeing the second though. I think the second one maxes out at 100.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, hot dogs found on Flipul's side. We don't need that raft, so just gonna keep on going.
Bow and arrows continuing to be worth their weight in gold, which is appropriate because it costs you money to shoot them.
And again, trying to be very very cautious with key usage here, which is totally understandable. And I think the Triforce room is just a couple spots to the left. Oh, Vires.
That's rude. It just jumped over. Like, you pick up the heart there and you also don't die, but it was just like 1 pixel north and you're, ugh. Thinkers!
The bunnies also love to hop at the absolute worst times.
Yeah. And our tracker opno confirming 60 to 100 and 80 to 120 are those ranges, so yeah. But neither one rolled particularly thrifty this seed, I believe.
Alright, so Flip is going to give this another go.
95 is the cheap one. Yeah, so...
Oh, yikes.
Haley can buy 1. Karma does find one on the floor in this NSU room with the blue whiz robes and scoots on by. That could have gone a lot worse.
Alright, so Triforce was at the top, not the left. It was kind of not close at all.
This was where Oz burned those keys and got down from like 4 down to 1, I believe.
Right. So. Oh, I wonder if Flip is going to have enough keys to get through this.
I think I think it will cost him exactly his last keys. Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
So I think this room also didn't drop, and it was sad.
Karma's probably seen more than enough blue Lionels to last quite a while between those and Patros.
So that's Triforce number 3 for Flip, who we expect to head right on down and get 2 as well.
Yep.
6 we know is pretty shallow as long as you go east first.
Yeah, Karma deciding to up A out of that room, knowing that staircases is what we're looking for, but didn't quite get the silvers and is gonna back out.
Oh no! No!
Alright, I was wondering if anybody's gonna go back for the red ring. We have our answer.
Yeah.
Oz with the arrows and the wand and a whole lot more health. This could still be tricky because we just don't have a lot of room to maneuver, but after you get the first couple down, you're in good shape.
Yeah, because the nice thing about Lionels compared to like Garayas or Wizrobes is that if you keep booping them, they're not going to shoot. And we have the wand, which lets you keep booping them. So at the 71-minute mark, Oz is going to be the first player on Restream to put a ring on the board, and it is the red ring. Let's turn these 12 hearts into 48, basically.
Yeah, huge find.
And so if combat in 9 is nasty, good for Oz, but you still got to get those silvers at some point, buddy.
Yeah, it's definitely going to help clear the rooms in 9 as much as we can, but now Oz should know that the book is here in 6, so we'll just grab the Triforce and get on out. If we happen to find the book and you like maps, go for it. Yeah. Definitely not required.
I love having the map of 9, and if I have mags and silvers, I'm not really worried about the ranged combat.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. It's not a huge time investment.
Yeah. Really though, just got to get good at doing the little flip around when firing the wand, so I don't burn myself fighting Patras.
Or anything else.
It's mostly just Patras that really annoy me with it. Second place is Gleox. But,
yeah, I was gonna say Gleox definitely get there, but I'm too busy running into every bullet possible to worry about running into Time and Fire.
And Flip here finds both transports immediately, takes him far away from the book and the Triforce. Still sitting kind of pretty here, with being our only restreamed runner to have silvers at this point.
Yeah, I think Oz in the
Same
exact
path.
same room.
Yeah. But this could actually be secret good news for both of them. Again, if this area is just laden with keys,
yeah,
it will feel like a time sink, but it'll actually give them a... Nope, it's just bombs. It's all bombs. There are no keys in this seed.
There's no keys in any seed. Keys are a myth.
Not in this room either. Okay.
Oh, there's one. All right, we got one.
Hey, you know where Goma is? Y'all wondering where Goma is at, chat? Goma creeps along the river.
What is with the tendency of the game to constantly give hints about the location of itself?
Yeah, I am sure that it is mere confirmation bias, but at the same time,
it sure seems to happen a lot.
It doesn't keep me from getting angry at the old men.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I know that this is probably some human brain thing seeking patterns where there aren't, but also maybe one day someone will look at Fred's code and be like, no, there's definitely like a 70% chance of the hint being for the dungeon you're in, and no one ever. No, there are people in the community who generate countless numbers of seeds to run the stats on them. I'm sure that if anything were weird in that regard, they would have been like, hey, there's something weird in this regard.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. But then again, they may not be reading old man hints in dungeons. They may just be looking at item distribution and such.
Wow, Haley, good news for Haley, being in 5. We'll see if she's able to pull out the silver arrows. That'll be huge.
Yeah. And meanwhile, what is our friend Karma up to at this point? Did get the Triforce out of 2 without a red ring. And without mags. And without arrows, so... I'm sad I looked away. That had to be some serious gaming in there.
Might have needed to get some money. Now, Sid, I don't remember the exact... I want to say it was around 80, but could be... If I had to guess, I would say heading toward an arrow shop. Yeah, it is, but
95.
just 6 short.
Well, or it could be one in keys. Is it 2? So arrows may be the bigger priority, but... Alright, Flip is in the right neighborhood here.
Yeah, it might actually be that room or like right next to it. Low half heart with all these blue vitals.
I saw the sword coming down and the lag kick in, and I'm like, turn back! Hold right! No! But I will say that leaving here with 4 keys would feel real good. Well, okay, I guess burn one here and then get that one back. That also works. Alright. Makes the key back. Yeah, oh, okay. Good evade on that one. Good evade. It's funny because you kind of want to be trying to save money to buy keys, but then every room has bunnies in it, and you're like, well...
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Even with mags, like, if you're still sitting on green tunic, you can get a chance to get them down safely and fast. It's hard to say no to that.
Yeah. But does get back up to 4 keys.
Oh! That's a lot. That's a lot of sword beams.
Oh!
Saw the vertical one.
You saw it coming, like the latency kicks in, you see it coming, you're like, no! You know, I have loved the addition of Fast ROM to other randomizers we play, like Link to the Past randomizer getting Fast ROM, I like it. Free Enterprise 5.0 having Fast ROM, I like it. I am very, very glad that Fred has no intention of ever removing latency from this game.
Amen.
Because rooms like that, the BMOS rooms, there are so many rooms where I'm just like, no, please slow them down, please, for me, thank you.
Alright, well, fortunately, red Lionel room, if we don't take any hits here, could end up with significantly more health, and finds out that that room was, in fact, the Triforce room.
Yep. And here's your book room if you want it. Where were you going in this dungeon? This corner had it all. And see, Haley did pick up her silvers, so that's good.
Yep, on the right path, just needs to be sure to dig 7, and if Haley has seen all the hints, should know that 7 does in fact have the bow, and it's pretty much in no mode, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. There's the Triforce. Haley with 4 keys, also pretty decent. Oz with 4 keys, Flip with 4 keys. I hate to rain on Karma, but it is fascinating how the seed really, like, just spun him around. Like, early ladder, early white sword, red ring knowledge, and then just after level 4 sent him away without the red ring, just kind of had trouble getting back into, I don't know.
Yeah, just finding the footing in the seed. Sometimes that's how it goes. If, like, you have 1 or 2 things that can go wrong, it is really easy for that to compound itself.
Yeah.
But you made good call on Flipule being in a good spot. Is our first runner to enter level 9.
Yeah, so we're going to be looking for 2 things here. A shutter door that doesn't open when you clear the room, and a roar in the top right. Which, you know, used to be, commentators would be asking chat, we don't have good audio. Let us know if you hear it. But now, if we don't notice it, we have only ourselves to blame, thanks to the new flag. I like it.
I guess we're spoiled. Oz also going to 9, but without the silvers, so the sooner we find that silver hint, the better.
Yeah, yeah. But, let's see, what item Oz is not... No, Oz saw the ladder in 3, and knows the book is in 6, and undoubtedly saw the wood boomerang in 1. So, when Oz leaves here, he'll have to gamble between 8 and 5.
Yeah, 5 and 8.
Hopefully, for his sake, he chooses 5.
And this might also change how they decide to go about clearing rooms. at least I've gotten advice on the fact that if you're hunting for an item, you just take every staircase you can because you're effectively knocking out 2 locations at once. And Flipio finds Ganon already.
Yes, very early Ganon here. Repeat that hint though. If you're doing what, do what. If you're looking for hints,
if you're looking for an item, because there's so many staircase rooms in a dungeon, you just always go through it because you're essentially knocking out 2 tiles by finding out the start point and the end point, as opposed to not going in and then finding that end point later on.
Ah, gotcha. Cool. Flip here does burn the blue half of his potion. Mags only requires 4 hits. NSU room's very tricky for Ganon fights sometimes. You don't really get to move where you want to. Just because, you start moving the ladder down one side, you don't get to move perpendicular.
Yeah, and having green tunic, it is very spooky when he's giving you 4 hard hugs.
Yeah. So take another staircase. We know that gels guard the compass. Key on the floor, don't even care. This shutter door doesn't open.
And I believe, yeah, Goober mentions, we did get a hint on where the kidnapped was, being in the northeast. So we're in the neighborhood.
So, nice. Not a lot of doors left at all. Hello there, Blue Landmo.
Yeah. Fortunately, we haven't seen too many of them. 4 keys should be sufficient, as long as it's not like a magic staircase requiring us to get into that top right corner. That would probably be the worst case scenario.
Yeah, this key door will let us know. Is it magic? No.
No.
There we go. Flip Hill gonna wrap up here. The green mail, finding silvers, it's a good thing.
Yeah, really nicely done. Flip Heel finishes with an official race time of 1:21:59. This puts Flip Heel in, looking at the race room, finishes in 9th. So we'll be able to get a couple points on the scoreboard. Want me to run down the rest of the times while we wait for
Yeah, go ahead and list them while we wait to get Flip here into voice chat.
Yeah, so our winners, Ramrodius, the time of 1:05:54. Second place, Devious RNG, 1:08:32. Third place is 1UP, the time of 1:10:58. Mizzou 466 comes in 4th at 1:13:07. J Riggs right behind him in 5th, the time of 1:13:32. Ranger Smurf in 6th, the time of 1:14:36. Vonnie Vaughn in 7th with a time of 1:16:01. Big Dunga in 8th at 1:19:45. And Flip Heel in 9th with 1:21:59.
GG, Flip.
Thank you. GG's.
So, biggest thing for you, at least on the restream, we don't know how everyone else played, was getting the silvers in 5 on your first visit. That cleaned up your routing a lot for the rest of the seed. How do you think that one compared to any of the other qualifiers you've done so far this week?
Worse in the sense that this is only my second one. I didn't do the other ones.
Gotcha.
The second one, I think I got 4th, and I didn't get the early bow that like 2 people got, so I felt pretty good about this one, or that one. This one, I didn't feel great at all. Like, the early game felt really good. I got the Armos item, I got the raft added, or the ladder added 2 really good, fast. But then it just kind of tapered off. A lot of hard dungeons. I could never find a good time to save and quit and get the hints that were at the bottom right. And then, yeah, just kind of... That was so funny with the silvers, because I got the hint, right, for the bow behind the bracelet, and then I found 5 first. And like, oh, okay, so I marked it off as the silvers, or the bow. And I was like, when it was silver, I was like, oh, okay, well, that tells me everything I need to know.
Yeah, I gave you a nice little 2-for-1 hint. That was pretty sweet, the way that order fell for you. Flurry, what questions do you have?
Yeah, I mean, you really kind of hit on the defining part of the seed has been some of the brutal rooms. Level 4, having the red ring and being kind of rough. Was there any point in time you were considering going back to get it?
No. Maybe I should have when I had better weaponry, but yeah, I just like, yeah, it was tough because I didn't want to waste too much time. Triforce was early, but yeah, yeah, it would have been really nice. I wasn't expecting to get hammered so much later on once I had better weaponry, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was the right call or not. Like if it was like nice and early in the dungeon, it would feel bad, but like what are you gonna do?
It was pretty funny to see so many runners with the ladder out of 2, but not the Triforce out of 2. There was so much going on in the early game when you and Karma both got the ladder pretty early that, kind of missed what happened to push everyone away. Then later in the game, everyone is going back there and still struggling with that terrible, terrible Triforce room. But luckily, you had another dungeon up on Death Mountain near it that you could do for the refill at the end there. Usually when you find a ladder that early, like, how does that make you feel about the seed? Like, are you going to try to dive more dungeons because you know that's one fewer block to worry about? Or are you going to still stick to Overworld because you know you can get your hints, you know there's an item on the coast? Like, what does an early ladder do to your routing in your head?
Honestly, I don't know. I just kind of try to actually get the ladder item like right away, and then maybe a little more aggressive, but it's tough too because like the earlier ones I probably should be more aggressive with, but again, do you want to do the later ones that are bigger without, a little bit more equipment or something like that? So
Yeah, it's definitely a tough call to make here and there. You mentioned this is your second qualifier. Which of the other 2 or 3 are you planning on running?
I'm only gonna have time for probably the Sunday night and Monday night one.
Cool. Yeah, really nice to have as many qualifiers as we do to help accommodate everybody's schedule. I think that's been pretty neat.
Yeah, it's really cool to see all of them getting streamed and stuff like that. There are like 2 streams for each one so far. Awesome.
Yeah, where there's not mass outages in a 20-pack of fast video VODs. But yeah, it has been really cool, and it's been nice to see the scene being so active around this particular event. It's been awesome.
And just a quick note, Oz did choose the correct dungeon upon leaving 9, has found silvers at 5, and will be heading back to 9 in go mode now.
Yeah, I was able to pull the any key out of 9 before getting that hint about the silvers, so that definitely made the concerns about keys a little less worrisome than how it might have otherwise been. How did you feel, Flip, about the key situation this seed? Because we noticed that for most runners, it wasn't like awful, but it was never really good.
So I asynced the other one last night to get an idea, and yeah,
sorry.
With how bad that one was, I was just dreading this one. So it probably wasn't that bad, but it felt just as bad. So like that's part of the reason why I didn't go back to 2. Like I totally forgot it was the key. Or like 5 also needed a key, so it took so long to get back there.
Yeah, that would explain why the any key was such a big help to Oz just now. So yeah.
And that's why when I dipped the item in 6 before the Triforce, I was kind of hoping it was the any key, but I mean, I guess the map of 9 was pretty nice too. So.
Yeah, let's hope any key in 9 is not a pattern that continues out throughout these qualifiers. Yeah, that's all the questions I have. Invent, unless you had anything else.
No, do you have any other thoughts on the seed flip? We'll give you the last word on it before we go back to the action.
I don't know. I guess that's it. One thing that I took some really stupid death in a dungeon that annoyed me, and then I think I even had to use a potion in that Triforce room, but full health 3 or 2, which felt really bad, but thankfully I only needed 1 more for uptime. Yeah, other than that, thanks for the comms, restream, tracking, and it was awesome. This has been fun. I've been like grinding seeds for a month to prep for this. It's been fun.
Hey, GG's again, and good luck on your upcoming qualifiers. We'll be looking for you Sunday and Monday.
Sounds good.
All right, so Karma did get the silvers out of 5, so is now in 6 and just looks to be in cleanup mode. Haley also got silvers, is now looking for the bow in 7, which I believe she should know is in fact in 7. And Oz is looking for that roar.
Here we go. Gonna be, yeah, everyone's gonna be cleaning up very quickly here. Yay, a map. Just what we needed.
Funny how those always seem to show up when you have the book.
Yep. But I think with Oz's pathing, should know Zelda's up in the northeast, given where he's marching around here. Well, actually, did he already kill Ganon? If so, then,
yeah, he might have already killed Ganon. Which
yeah, killed Ganon while we were chatting with Flip. So
there you go. Well, in that case, if we make a right here, yep, we'll be on the way.
yeah, here we go. And boom! Oz finishes right behind Flip in the standings. 10th place in the race overall, 131.30. May only earn 1 point, but of course these tiebreakers do matter. There will undoubtedly, with how many entrants there are, be a whole bunch of ties after Monday night. And so where you finish does still matter a whole bunch. And we should be joined by Oz shortly.
Yeah, we have ties in races, and we'll have ties in the standings. Well, we came close to tying. But looks like we're joined by Oz. GG's, man. Well done.
Thanks, appreciate the GGs. A little rough there. Made a couple bad decisions, but you know, stuff happens.
Yeah, like, I mean, when you have the flute, it's so easy to leave a dungeon, and then when that dungeon has your silvers, you just be like, you know, it doesn't feel good. But also with, like, the key situation this seed, like, it's not the worst I think we've seen, but it was still pretty bad.
I'm pretty sure last night was the worst we've seen, as far as keys go.
Yep. Which qualifier was this for you? Was this your third, your fourth? How many have you done so far?
This is number 4, so I could drop that turd off from last night and maybe pick up something a little better on one of these upcoming races for my 5th. So that's technically my 4th.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask what you felt, how you felt with it, but after last night, of course, all seeds seem pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I gave up on last night's seed about, it was probably about a quarter after, or about 1:15, 1:20. I just mentally gave up and just said, hey, I'm just going to play. Like, this is my throwaway. I'm curious how I'm going to beat this thing, though, so I wasn't going for time last night. That was a DNF in my head.
This seat, though, we saw you make a pretty early Death Mountain play. You're the first runner on Restream to see the wand. Do you like doing an early Death Mountain play? Like, are you feeling good about, like, your bomb counts and stuff, or did you just happen to walk over that way just because of where you started?
Well, I happened to walk that way. I said, you know what, I'm going to go check this Death Mountain, or the Grave Armos, whatever some folks call it. I call it the Death Mountain Armos, but that can be confused with the Death Armos. So I went to check that one in the open cave there, and I said, you know what, I got the bombs, just do it. Just do it. And then, I found the wand up there. I found level 3, some any roads. So, I felt like that was pretty good early play, because a lot of people push off Death Mountain until the end, which is typically me. But because of that start location, I went there early.
Yeah, that's kind of how it went for the other runners that would get the tutor and then head over to 2, and a couple of folks pulled out the ladder because it was right next door.
Yeah.
And then pretty much left and didn't come back for like 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's what I did too. Heck, I didn't even get the ladder out of there initially. I just saw the whizzies and went, nope. Not with 3 hearts and a brown sword. No thanks.
Fair reaction.
Yeah, notably, Karma still doesn't have the wand. Never went up there at all. Yeah, pulled an early white sword, so still had some combat options.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just never made it all the way up there.
Yeah.
But which remaining two are you? Well, you said this is number 4. Are you gonna try to do the afternoon one tomorrow? Like, when's your next plan? When do we get to see you again in action?
I'm guessing probably tomorrow. I might wait until Monday night, but I don't know. It's either going to be tomorrow night or Monday night. I definitely won't do one Sunday because, you know, we got the weekly and everything to play with there, so.
Yeah. When are we gonna get you in the booth to start talking about all this garbage that we're seeing on these seats?
Yeah, I should probably sign up for a comms pretty soon, huh? I'm running out of time. That's a good point, Invin.
Well, we'll have a lot of races, so
Yeah, we
don't
start.
worry too much about it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I only think I got a couple comms in the winter tournament. That was it's a lot of fun. I really like calling the comms and everything. It was fun.
Let's see. Other things on the seed. I know we started talking about the key situation, but at any point,
Feel better. The other runners had just as big a problem with that room in 4 for the red ring.
Yeah.
And I think you were the only one on stream to go back and get it. And
Yeah, I was debating that. I knew it wasn't really the right thing to do, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know what 9 looks like. If it's just gross, you know, and I didn't buy that blue ring, I'm just gonna stop in and get it. I got plenty of hearts now and everything. Plus, I think I had a refill from something, so I said now's the time to do it. Just do it.
yeah, I mean, I think that's a very fair and reasonable decision to make, considering how difficult some of these dungeons were. Not wanting to go in on green tunic, I think that's totally fair.
Yeah, it was. I'll tell you what burnt me up though was that level 8 that I spent extra time in there. I went up. I was way towards the top, and I found that Patra, and I was trying not to touch that darn door because I only had 2 keys. And well, what happened? I slipped right into it, opened the door, and then died to Patra. I said, "All right, we're out of here. Screw this. I'm done."
I hate when patches do that. They're so mean, especially or if you get like 5 or 6 of the little babies down there, they knock you into a bomb door. And it's just like,
yeah,
gotcha.
that's a good one. That's a good one. Magnetic bomb holes, I'm telling you. But yeah, in that case, I wasn't real happy about losing that key and dying up to the top. And then I just said, you know what? I'm just leaving. We'll just go to 9. Let's go get the try out of 6, which took me a while to find it. And then I said, we're just going to 9. Found both items. It was red candle and any key, which I was pumped to find that any key. Because I didn't know what the path to Zelda looked like. I knew she was in the northeast from the hint. So I immediately went back to 5. I'm like, I'm not going back to that 8 unless I have to. So I started at 5. Luckily, it had him right back to 9. I already knew where Ganon was at, or at least the vicinity. And I knew the vicinity the princess was in. So 9 wasn't too bad tonight. It wasn't too bad.
Well, Oz, GG's. We'll let you go. We'll look forward to seeing you in the booth and in your last race of the quals. In the meantime, GG's to Haley. Had a couple finishes before you after Oz. We had Bort with a 133.29, EMP any amount of money with 133.56, Sunwoo Farmer 134.36, Lana Bean 134.56. Everybody's coming in hot. And 137.51, 15th place out of a big old pool of 26. Good job, Heck and Haley.
Thank you. That was a brutal seed, I thought.
Still better than last night. One last night.
I did way better last night.
Really? Well,
I
good for
did.
you.
Yeah, thanks. My combat was off tonight. I just kept taking, like, what I thought were just kind of silly deaths. Some of them, yeah, there's a room full of blue Wizrobes. There's nothing you can do, but running into my own wand flame in 7, no excuse for that.
Yeah, but the seed really kind of gave it to y'all when it came to like the combat. You started off, you got the super early ladder, and usually you're pumped for that, and then you see what 2 wants to have you go through to get the Triforce. Like, okay, well, surely it can't get worse than that in every single dungeon. The level 4 shows up and it's like, hey, I heard you like level 2. We're gonna do more of that. I hope you didn't want this red ring you got the hint for. And it just kept on
every time
going.
I thought I was over the hump of the awful, there was just something right around the corner, and it's like sometimes you can catch a break in the dungeons or the overworld, and there was monsters just everywhere, just just tanky enemies, either in the dungeons or the overworld. There's no avoiding it.
Yeah, this was definitely a tough one. You did a really good job of sticking it through and
Yeah.
really like not getting too hung up on any one particular spot and just keeping the progress going. Sometimes when you get one of those seeds, that's all you gotta do is keep moving. So
After
really nicely
bailing
done.
on like 3 dungeons in a row, like I thought I was losing my marbles, but no, it was just, yeah, it was a rough one. It just wanted you to go in a lot of different crazy directions, and having to go into 3 and dig that out like 3 times because I kept running out of keys or, you know, some other nonsense. It was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I guess that kind of leads into like the next question we've asked the other runners, especially folks who completed yesterday's seed. How did this particular key situation feel in comparison to yesterday's quote unquote masterpiece, and did that like affect your decision making in any sort of way for today's race?
It kind of did. Normally, for enemy sets like that, I would kind of be more conservative on spending money on like the wood arrows or extra keys. But after yesterday, and running into like the key situation plus silvers in 9, and there was I think there was a Goma block in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I just said I was just like, screw it, the hearts were good in the beginning. I was like, let me just make sure I have these items so I'm not getting stuck by anything, and then it didn't help. At least on the key front.
I don't know. I mean, that's all the questions I had in Venice. Is there anything else you wanted to ask?
No, GG's, and looking forward to your upcoming races. Everyone has at least one more left.
For sure. Yeah, thanks for doing comms. I'm not sure who was tracking, but thanks to them for tracking and whoever hosted the restream tonight. Really cool.
Opno did an amazing job tracking, to no one's surprise, but for everyone's gratitude.
Absolutely. Especially if you're tracking 4, that's like, oh. Good job, really.
Yeah. Which the future qualifiers are you looking to land in?
I might. This was my 4th, so I might do tomorrow nights to finish it out, or I might, just depends on how the standings look. I might not even run a 5th one. I haven't decided yet.
Cool. Well, if you do, we definitely look forward to seeing you in that particular qualifier. And I know you've been getting a lot of pickup of races in as well, so looking forward to see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. If you guys don't have anything else, I'm about to take off then.
Hey,
Sounds
have a
good.
good night. Thanks for letting us feature you on Restream, and GG's again.
Yeah. Thanks. Have a good one.
We have a few more finishes in. We are joined by Karma, but right quick, 16th place, Animus United, 139.21, Ikir, 143.41, Lumaga, 143.55, Karma coming in with a 144.04, and right after him we have Ace King Spade, 144.30, and Iceman, 145.37. Karma, you were looking so hot, and it feels like 4 just took offense to that and beat you down tonight, and it felt awful. I hope you're doing okay and you're not letting it drag you down too bad.
Oh, I felt wonderful at the start of the seed. I was like, I dug the ladder out of 2. I dug something else early, and I was like, man, I feel really good. And then I saw the hint about the red ring. I gave it a couple good shots, but as soon as I saw the room that it was in, I was like, nope, never getting that.
Yeah, you had White Sword early, and that was like, it was so nice because, other folks, saw the wand up on Death Mountain, but you had that first combat upgrade, and it looked like you were ready to go. And we were like, red ring, and the dungeon just, it was just brutal. It was brutal.
And then everything after that fell apart. I needed keys. I needed money because I didn't know sobers were in 5 until I accidentally ran into them looking for keys.
Well, at least you got them before going to 9, if that's any bitter consolation, you know?
I mean, I bought all but one hint. I don't know what the last hint was.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the main thing I noticed this seed. You were running hot, and then just that dungeon beat you down, and I hope that it didn't like get you in your head or anything. I mean, the key starvation was real.
It wasn't for it. It was the keys. The keys were what was getting in my head. The keys were what was killing me. Like going back to 2, not remembering I was key locked, and then also getting key locked in 3, and then getting enough keys to beat 2, and then I got all the way back to 3 to the Triforce, and it was also key locked again. It was like 3 doors right before it.
Yeah. I feel that. Did you do last night, Seed?
Yeah. I got like 5th last night, or 5th.
Gotcha. So, two in a row. It's just like, can we? I'm rooting for an any key under the Armos night, some point this weekend, just so we can actually have a little respite.
Well, I think I would have been all right if I didn't completely forget about 6. Like when I went back to 6 to actually get my Triforce, I was like, oh, I haven't done it yet, and I went back in and I just found keys immediately. I was like, oh.
I'm gonna get you into the level 6 fan club. You're
gosh.
There's like
no, it wasn't that. I
3
just
or 4
forgot
hits.
I hadn't done it. If I had remembered that I hadn't done it when I was key blocked in 2 and 3, I would have went back to 6 first. 'Cause I didn't have the item, the heart, or the key.
Yeah. And it wasn't too far away either. That makes a lot of sense. Flurry, what are you thinking about what you saw?
I mean, I think you covered the main point as far as that level 4 being a jerk and the key starvation toward the back end. Was there any point in considering going back to get your revenge on that level 4 to get that red ring?
No, once I said I was not gonna get it, I just didn't get it. I tried to gamble to get the blue ring a couple of times.
Yeah, I saw you had one where you hit it, you got like a plus 20, and that took you to like 10 away, and then the very next one you got minus 30. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I almost hit 3 in a row to get the blue ring, because I hit that shop up in top right, and I saw the blue ring, and I was like, man, I'm like 45 away from it or something. And then I hit the gambling game and like hit twice, but I was still like 10 short, and I was like, well, if I hit again, I'm just gonna get it, and then minus. So I was like, nope, out. Not meant to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of the times I see people will do the gambling game is when one of them is close to the start point, and they'll just save and retry. So that can be tricky trying to manage the gambling game to pull the blue ring off. It can be kind of rough.
Or to
No,
buy
I just
keys
did it.
with. They both feel awful.
Yeah, the only reason I even attempted it is because they were right next to blue ring caves I had just seen.
Yeah, it
So
didn't
I was
help.
like, why not?
91 being the cheap key, that's not helpful either.
No.
All right, well, I guess the last question I'd have is which of the future qualifiers are you looking to hop into?
I don't know. Technically, I can do any of them, so I'll just figure it out.
Cool.
All right.
I don't really have a preference. I literally can do any of the 4 or 5 remaining.
Yeah, there's plenty. Well, you have any other thoughts on the seed? It was a great restream. You know, lots of back and forth and everything. Thanks for letting us feature you. Looking forward to seeing it when things don't turn around on you like that. Like it did tonight. Because early game's so hot, so good to watch, and just the keys come for us all.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not mad at it. I could have played better, but it is what it is.
We just got to get you away from the Patras. I think you found 4 of them.
There was the one where I like killed one and then I walked straight down into another one, and I was just sitting there in the center of it, and I was like, well, I'm dead. But I was just laughing to myself.
Yeah, I mean, especially after yesterday's seed, I can imagine like we'd be good not seeing another Patra for a week. Thanks.
Definitely a lot of patchers the last 2 nights, but yeah, I think that's it for me though. But I got one more, and then at least I don't think I'm gonna be at the bottom of the rankings, but I'm definitely gonna be probably somewhere mid. It feels like with the finishes I've had.
Gotcha,
Well,
gotcha.
Cool. I guess we can go ahead and start to wrap things up. Anything else you wanted to say about this particular seed or race?
Just we have a few more finishes coming in. I believe I mentioned Ace King Spade and Iceman. Cokes has come in 22nd with a 146.19. Simon with a 150.07. Got one runner still running, so looking to get that point for completion. But yeah, it was a good seed. I think this was kinder than last night's, but still great practice for everyone who participated or watched. It was fun doing comms with you, buddy. And yeah, look forward to the next qualifiers tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern or 1:30 Eastern. I get Eastern and Central mixed up. Tomorrow, I have the thing here. Yes, those of you who want to see more, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern and 9:30 p.m. Eastern, qualifiers 5 and 6. Look for them on SpeedGaming. Look for them on Z1 Randomizer. We got more Rookie Rumble action coming for you. There we go. That's all I got.
All right, we'll see y'all then. And everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks again for Opno and Rick handling the tracking and the restream. And we will catch you all later tomorrow. Y'all have a good night.
Good night, everybody.